Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the second part of our Guide to Grind series featuring the E100. And the first tank we're going to look at is the Tiger II, which is the tier 8 heavy tank on the line to the E100. And we're just looking at the different types of skins you can actually get for the Tiger II, which is one of the bonus points of owning the Tiger II. You've got 3 different skin variants. You've got the first one that was just shown, then the second one, and you've also got the Black Baron skin, which you could recently get in the D-Day. So before we start off on the video, you can see I've got gun rammer, vert stabs, and I've got the advanced powertrain as well, actually, because one thing in this tank is your forward speed is a bit slow. And you see the perks which I'm running, which Born Leader, Rapid Reload, 6th Sense, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Situational Awareness, Armour Angling, Trap Mechanic and Clutch Braking. So it's the same set of perks that we're running in the Tiger 1, the Tier 6 and the Tier 5 tank in our Part 1 series. So yeah, the Tiger 2, like I say, the advanced powertrain is just to try and give it a little bit of good top forward speed. Now apologies, you've just probably seen in the video there is a little bit of lag I've been suffering with, but yeah, we'll try and get through it best we can. So yeah, it's got good penetration values. The Alpha, you've got 360, which is quite nice, a view range at 400 meters, which is quite good for a heavy. Your shell velocity on the 105 centimeter gun, which what I'm running on this tank, is really good. The accuracy and the aim time is good. And you've got 8 degrees of gun depression as well, so you can play the ridge lines quite effectively. But equally, you've got good armour, so you can side scrape effectively as well. So when you're on the city maps, like what we are on here in Pilsen, even though we're on the hill spawn, not in the town, you know, if we were in the town, we could side scrape effectively. But you can see you've got the best of both worlds. Yeah, you've got this good gun depression where, you know, we can, I mean, okay, we're not sort of properly using it, yeah, we are sort of quite over peaked on this ridge, but you know, using it right, you can use the ridges effectively. Bad points on this is what I pointed out, it is quite sluggish. You know, it's mainly the power to weight ratio on this tank which it really does suffer with. You've got quite high fire chance as well, and the other problem is the turret is quite long on the Tiger II, so you only have to angle it slightly to the left or the right. If you're exposing the side of the turret, it can get pent really easily. So that's something to sort of be quite aware of when you're playing the Tiger II, is to just try and keep that turret facing frontally as best as possible. Obviously when you're playing sort of your tier 9s and your tier 10s, you know, there is quite a high chance that they can punch through the front of the turret. So again, just something to be careful of. So the bit of gameplay here, we're on Pilsen, so pretty much an ideal map for the Tiger II. Like I say, we are on counter mode, so we are on the hill variant, which or the hill spawn, sorry, should I say, which is, you know, having a little bit of limitations. We're trying to get some shots into this Richie here, which is a bit of a struggle. We did notice the tier 6 crossing those, so we're not going to hesitate to put any shots into that tank. And I'd say it does have good penetration values, but obviously, you know, going up against a Richie which does have good frontal armour, you know, is a bit of a struggle. You do have to aim the shots, and that's what we're trying to do, but we're not really doing a very good job, if I'm honest. And I'm just going to come down to this low ground now. I'm going to try and see if we can get some shots into the side of these tanks that are poking here. We do get a nice shot into the bottom plate, that Paladin there. And again, I'm just keeping an eye to the left of me, just to make sure I don't get sort of caught out on that by that Richie and splashed in the side. Fortunately, we just hit the angle of that 45 TP, which means we bounce, unfortunately, there. We're going to get some more shots into Richie. We've tracked him in place. Hopefully we can aim the shot, we can just put a shot through the machine gun port. Unfortunately that doesn't seem to happen. We really are struggling. We probably could have gone on to actually had a much better game than we did if we just sort of maybe focused on something else rather than trying to put shots in the Irichi and bouncing all the time. We notice our right hand side is getting flanked now, so we need to pay attention to that. Need to just sort of make sure that we don't get caught out. Equally though, I don't want this Irichi to start making any more sort of headway. But yeah, I just kind of feel like I'm going to get a bit trapped here. I've got a friendly tank on the right hand side who's just been taken out, so that doesn't really help. And then that 45 TP pokes just a little bit too high, and we managed to get a shot in. Now this Paladin has decided he's going to try and come round. Luckily for us, we get a shot in, and our friendly Barask behind us manages to put a shot in, taking him out. We are down under to 441 hit points though, so we do need to be careful. We're going to focus on that Irichi now. He's just fired, so should give me a window of opportunity to properly aim the shot in now. But we're just struggling to pen this Irichi, and it's really annoying. Kind of hope that it just gets taken out at some point soon, because it's kind of getting on my nerves. Now I've got this Iron Rain next to me as well, which I need to be careful of. That Iron Rain can just hit me with one shot and do basically just wipe me out. So that's not something I want to get hit by. Scores are pretty even at the moment, and it's not... We're in a situation where we are just 1v1 in this Irichi, and there's not really much we can do. We haven't really got any teammates to help us out. Irichi is now just caught us with a HE splash and has put us down to a one shot. Luckily we have now put the Irichi down to a one shot. He's doing well to just weave backwards and forwards, but we just line up the shot and we managed to pen him and finally take him out. Just wish I'd taken that guy out earlier, because unfortunately the game was just, my game is just dragging really, to be honest. We had a lovely snapshot into that Iron Rain. We probably should have died there, but luckily we just had the tank angled well enough where we just deflected that shot. Line up a shot on the Black Prince there, and luckily we take him out as well for our 6th kill of the game. And can we get the final tank destroyer that's left? Probably not, because we've got faster mediums in front of us, but we're going to make our way over anyway to where we think that Jackson's probably going to be, which is down below. We've had a pretty half decent game, I'd say. Just one regret is not being able to just properly aim the shots better on that Irichi and get a bit more damage. I feel like, well, we could have killed him off earlier basically, and that would have, if we killed him earlier, probably would have got more damage elsewhere. We could have, closed the game out quicker, but we got the win anyway, and we do come top of the board with 6 kills, 3.9k damage, and a tiny bit of assistance and some blocks as well. Made some silver in the process and picked up the 1st class. So yeah, a nice game sort of in the Tiger 2. So yeah, it is a decent tank. So yeah, it does perform quite well, to be fair, and like I say, the skin on it is pretty decent as well. It's a nice bonus point to have those skins that you can put on it. But on to the second replay now, and we are playing the E75, which is the tier 9 onto the E100, and if I'm frankly honest, this probably the best tank in the line. If I'm being completely honest, I personally think this is definitely worth the grind in itself, because this is definitely one of the better tier 9s in the game. I wouldn't say it was the best tier 9, but it's up there. I think there is a mixture of tier 9 tanks, but this definitely ranks high in those rankings of tier 9 tanks. So what's so good about it then? Well, the 12.8cm gun that we're running does do quite well. You've got good forward speed at 40 kilometers an hour, and the power to weight is actually just over 14 horsepower per ton, so which is really good. Or it's a little bit better than the Tiger 2. When I say it's really good, it's a much more improvement on the Tiger 2, because I'd say the Tiger 2 just suffers with being a little bit too slow, I think, which can be its downside. So yeah, you get that better mobility than the Tiger 2 is what I'm trying to say. You got a 400 meter view range, which again is really nice for a heavy tank. You've got the good armor. You can side scrape. Obviously frontally, if you sort of show your lower plate, you are going to get penned. That's your weak spot. It's that lower plate, and also if tanks are sort of higher than you, they can obviously go straight through the upper plate. So you do need to bear that in mind. Keep the tank angle basically whenever you're sort of facing anybody. Try and just sort of deflect those shots. It's a good side scraper, definitely one of the best side scrapers at tier 9, I think. You really can make that armour effectively, like I say, when you side scrape off something and you angle it. You've got good penetration on the premium rounds. I think it's about 311 millimeters penetration, which is quite decent. Means you can sort of handle shooting tier 10s. I think the standard though isn't that great, so you are relying a little bit more on your premium rounds. That's why I've kind of got a full premium load out, if I'm honest. You've got 8 degrees of gun depression and obviously 490 alpha per shot, which is nice. It's a good high amount of alpha to have on tier 9. Bad points on this tank is, again, you've got quite a high fire chance of 20%. The gun can be slightly derpy. You've got 2.5 second aim time and 0.3 accuracy, and obviously you do have a long reload as well with that big alpha. So yeah, but other than that, there really isn't much to slate about this E75. Like I say, it really is up there with one of the better tier 9 tanks. Definitely one of the best tier 9 heavies, if not the best. I'm trying to think of others. I mean, the Conqueror, yeah, it's a good tier. That's a good tier 9 heavy, but I think maybe sort of these days probably easier to pen than the E75. But yeah, let's say this just has a lot going for it, especially when they sort of buffed the speed on it as well. I think it did actually get a speed buff or maybe a power to weight buff, but it certainly moved a lot faster than what it used to. So that really helps out as well, because it kind of acts a bit more like a heavy medium. So having that nice mobility can be quite nice. Move around the map a bit quicker, and I think that's kind of what makes it a little bit more stand out than the Tiger 2. I like the Tiger 2. I mean, aesthetically, and it's a legend in its own right. Everyone remembers, it's historically accurate. It was a real tank. But in the game, the E75 just pinched it more for me, just for that better mobility. Now, unfortunately, I didn't aim that shot in well there, so I didn't quite let the gun aim in to be able to hit that tortoise. I don't really know why, I just didn't hold off a little bit longer. We do get a shot through the side there. We've done not too bad actually. We've got 2.3k damage with 3 kills, so a good start to the game, and it's quite even actually, so there's plenty more damage left. I feel like we're squeezing this game a bit more. Pick up our 4th kill of the game there, putting a shot into the tortoise, trying to see if we can get a shot on that progetto. Now unfortunately, kind of wish we just paid more of attention to that progetto, because if we've managed to get a shot in and actually take the progetto out, well, you'll see when we come to sort of the latter part of the game. We've done all right. We've kept most of our hit points here. We're down to 1,500 hit points. I think we've only taken 1 shot of damage so far, which was from that progetto at the start of the game. So I'll take that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing round, just coming into the lower ground. I want to sort of get closer to this Avery so I can sort of aim my shots properly and hopefully be able to penetrate him, because that Avery is pretty much being a roadblock, because the Avery can just splash for 400, 500 damage without even aiming, which is fair. So naturally it's a big priority for me to try and get rid of that tank, or at least put him into a crossfire where I can kind of distract him. Maybe our team can get some shots in, try and aim the shot. I don't obviously want to take a shot in return. As good as the armor is on the E75, it's not HE proof, it's not it's not Avery proof. It will still get punished for 400 or 500 alpha. per shot because Avery. So yeah, we're trying to get some shots in. Unfortunately, we're just bouncing because we're not able to sort of get a proper shot into the Avery. He does fire there, but he just derps. This gives you the window of opportunity. I'm surprised it penned that. It's usually you bounce off the Avery when it's angled like that, but yeah, they gave me the window of opportunity to get a shot into the Avery. Now we're going to try and get another shot through the bottom plate. We're putting down to a one shot now. Took a shot from something in the back there, which again I assume is going to be the Progetto, but that's fine because again we're just trying to focus that Avery out. The Avery takes out our Rogel Dawn, but we do manage to take out the enemy E75 there by getting a shot through the cupola. Again, this is a little bit similar to the Tiger II. If that turret is slightly turned in whatever way, shape or form and you're giving someone the side, they will go for it. It is a little bit more better armoured than the Tiger II turret, give that, but it's still susceptible to being penned when it's just slightly angled. So again, keep the turret facing forwards to the enemy, try not to let anybody have your side, and you'll be alright. Now we pick up our top gun there, pick up the 6th kill on that E100, which is nice. Takes out a heavy tank out of the game, sort of, you know. The E75's bigger brother, which does have really good armour. Now at this point, again, this is where I said maybe focusing on that Progetto at sort of the beginning was probably the, you know, would have been the better play, because here I get completely caught out by the Progetto that is just going to dump his clip into me and finish me off. And unfortunately, yeah, it's a real big shame there. We yeah, just got a bit too greedy, sort of, you know, too overconfident, and it's basically what's killed us. But nevertheless, we did have a decent game. And yeah, what I'll do, guys, is we'll get to the end of the replay and see how we got on. So there we go, we picked up the win in the end anyway, and we did come top of the board with 6 kills, 4.2k damage, 1600 assists, 1400 blocked as well, and picking up the ace tanker in the process and the top gun medal. So yeah, nice decent performance there in a tier 10 game. And hopefully that was enough to sort of show off how good the 75 actually is. So we're going to move on to the final replay now and showing exactly what we've sort of ground out for, which is the E100 itself. So should point out actually, you do actually have a skin. You've got 2 different types of skin actually. Now if you were able to complete the winter challenge that happened in December last year, you would have got the Ice Queen skin, which basically just E100 covered in ice. Not really much imagination going through there, but and not really one for me. I'm not into sort of those fantasy, you know, event skins as such. But you do get this other skin which is quite cool, you know, sort of bit more authentic, sort of wartime authentic, should I say. You've got sort of a massive machine gun port on the back and all sorts of stuff. So you can see that when you go to choose your camouflage, you'll see the skin. It does cost about 2,000, 3,000 gold, I think, if I remember rightly. But again, one of those things just wait for in the sale. Yeah, when they do sort of cosmetic sale, you can pick it up for half price then. So the 100 then, you've got that fantastic armour. However, should note, it's fantastic when it's angled. If it isn't, people are going to absolutely butcher you. And one thing probably to point out is the turret cheeks. Turret cheeks are very susceptible to premium rounds. So when you sort of shoot, your best thing to do is to basically angle your armour up, keep it level with your tank when you're side scoping. Now hopefully I should be able to give you a bit of a good example there. You see what I'm doing is I'm basically just levelling up the turret with the hull, pulling out and trying to bait the shot. And you bait the shot like that, okay, we did get penned, that's probably through the cheek, but we did bounce around. We bounced actually 1050, so That might have been a Tyrant. Actually, yeah, Jaegeru. I think we bounced the Jaegeru. So the Cholga's probably penned us. But, you know, the Jaegeru, we bounced. And he gets slapped by the S-Bar there. So, you know, we've done nice there. We've already bounced 1800 damage. So, yeah, that's the effectiveness of the E100 armor when you angle it right. So you just got to keep doing that. Learn how to side scrape, and honestly, this tank will really, really do well for you. So it's got two different guns to note. I actually run the 12.8 centimeter gun because I like the DPM. The thing with the 15 centimeter is, yes, you get higher damage. It's about 750 damage you do per shot. You get better penetration on your premium rounds, but standard is actually quite horrific, I think, if I remember rightly. But you know, you do get really good penetration values on the premium rounds, but worse in accuracy, and the shell velocity is horrid. Shell velocity on the AP rounds on the big gun is actually better than the premium rounds. So I just think in this current meta, you know, big maps and how much, you know, as soon as you get to the damage, you know, it's near enough gone. So I just think having the smaller gun and having that extra you know, DPM, that less time on reload, I personally think is better for me. I know that's probably quite a Marmite comment. A lot of people will probably be running the big gun, prefer the big gun, prefer the dirt. Yeah, it's fine. Everyone's different, and this game gives you the ability to do what you want to do. And I'm not saying that, you know, everyone should run the small gun like me. You know, you pick what's right for you. Play with the big gun, it is fun. You know, it is nice to have that 750 dirt, but it's, you know, you kind of feel like it's only really effective in situations where you're on small maps. You know, if you're playing hymns every game, then great, run the big gun by all means. It's going to be more effective. You know, in this situation, you know, the big gun would probably pay more dividends, but you know, with Harbour on, it's a great big map. It's not necessarily to say that you're going to get all the enemies in the town like I'm getting at the moment. You know, I'd have to sort of drive far and wide to get my damage. So, yeah, it's just my reasons for running a small gun. Overall, though, I think the E100, it's what I just pointed out, is fantastic on small maps like your Himmelsdorf, Pilsen, you know, your city maps like Berlin. It really is effective in urban environments. Basically, it can be an absolute monster. And I think with a good player, yeah, that's got good experience at heavy tanks, I think they can actually make this work and make it work really well. I think the E100 is, you know, a lot of people. It's a lot of people's sort of like, you know, first grind essentially. And you can sometimes, I think the E100 can get a bad rep. You know, sometimes I see E100s on the enemy team and I think probably aren't really going to know how to play it. Same as when I have them on my team. You're usually sort of, you know, they're just not playing it right, and they get caught out. And when an E100 gets caught out, it's game over effectively. So yeah, it's just playing smart and using it to its full potential. Keep it angled and keep the gun slinging where you can. And you can see the armour has paid dividends because we've bounced nearly 6k damage, so we've done well so far. We've still got majority of our hit points. So, you know, the only penetration we've actually taken is probably from that enemy Polish tank. It's the only hit we've had so far, and we're still over 2,000 hit points. And we get quite lucky there because the S-Bahn takes out that Jaegeru before that Jaegeru manages to put a shot into us. I give him a thanks because he's just saved my bacon pretty much. And I've not done big damage here. I'm sort of just under 3.5k. There's still an even game. There's 5 tanks each, so there's still a lot to play for. We've got majority of our hit points, so I'm still feeling relatively confident. Obviously in counter mode as well, so it's a long cap time. which means I might have half a chance of being able to get over and reset the cap if I need to, but I don't really want to go venturing out into the openness unless I desperately need to. If I need to go and reset the cap, then obviously I'll have to venture out, but I want to try and not do that if possible, because this is my environment. The buildings, where I can side scrape, that's where I'm going to excel. We do notice this tortoise here, so I'm going to basically take the try and get as many shots in as possible. Does manage to get a shot into us, and maybe we need to just sort of angle our turret a little bit better, though we do bait a shot, trying to see if I can squeeze a shot into the lower plate, but unfortunately I don't. Again, I'm not angling my turret properly here, and I'm playing a bit of a fool. And I'm going to back off there because I felt like there was something else on the right that was possibly getting shots into me, but I think it was probably just that turret. And here we go, just trying to... The problem is with the tortoise, trying to bait the shot is great, but the tortoise has fantastic reload, so and it's not got bad pen either, and I'm just snapping shots at this rate, just trying to pray for a pen, kind of hoping that my friendly S-bomb can perhaps get into a position where he can get a shot into that tortoise. And I think I'm just sort of giving up the ghost here and just think, you know what, I'm just going to sort of pay my attention on something else, and just see if I can sort of be more effective at a different angle. Ideally, what would be great is if the S-barn goes to the right and goes to where I was, and then I can distract this tortoise. You can see I've just got the tortoise side there, but unfortunately the gun just derps at the wrong time, and yeah, it's really annoying. Now that tortoise shot there, I should have just aimed the shot. This is the thing, you need to bait the shot and then aim, get your shot off, and be able to, and there we go, just a bit of time to aim. He's firing HE at me, which is a bit strange now. I don't know if he's run out of rounds, normal rounds, or if he's just trying a different approach. I don't know. Again, just not taking the time to pen here, and the kind of throwing the game away a little bit by just not being patient. There we go, just sort of focusing on the low plate and get the shots off. We're under 5k damage. The S-barn is just creepy. Might be able to get the shot onto the tortoise. I think he's being cautious because he is a one-shot himself. I'm just waiting for the tortoise to poke up, and there we go, get the blind shot in as he creeps over, and we pick up the 4th kill of the game. So there's 2 enemy tanks left, there's 4 of us, and I think now is time to perhaps get out into the open. Still got 1300 hit points, which is alright. We can take some, shots. Obviously need to be careful of the machine. We are down to 3 tanks now, and I'm trying to sort of get our friendly TD that is kind of strolling up the 4 line there to head back, because I know the S-barn's a one-shot. I don't know how many hit points that other our friend, it's full health demolisher, but there is a machine lurking around, and I think that machine is closing in on that demolisher, and that demolisher is not going to have a chance against the machine. Unfortunately, the machine's full clip will pretty much take out that demolisher, but I want to get into a position where I can help the demolisher out, and I can hopefully get a shot into the machine, and try and sort of basically put him, just put him down to minimal health. So we're moving over. The S-barn is to the left of me. Not sure if he's in a position to get a shot off. He does actually get a shot off, but just rolls for 500. The demolisher is doing the right thing, running. The machine is fully focused on him. Demolisher does actually get a shot in, does take him out. Does a really good job there, and yeah, well done to that demolisher and the S-barn as well. Luckily managed to make mincemeat of that machine. So it's just the enemy light tank left. I'm not actually sure what that enemy light tank is, but between us is a bit of a it's not a great scouting party, is it, when you got a demolisher, an S-barn and an E100, because we're not exactly the quickest of cats. Not going to outspot or outmaneuver a light tank. So should probably cap it really. But then the light tank just comes out of nowhere and gonna swing the gun round. It's a batch at 12 ton who is actually a one shot to pretty much all of us, as long as they don't track him. So just going to buy my time and just pre-aim the gun sort of where I think he could peak, which is the side of that rock. I'm going to move over that way as well, just to give a little bit of support to the Demolisher. I'm the only one really that's got plenty of hit points, although that batch at 12 ton is going to have to flank round the Demolisher. The S-Barn it'll be able to take out with 2 shots. And the S-Barn has no armour, so the Batchat can take out the S-Barn effectively. But for the 2 of us, yeah, he's going to have to flank us. So we should probably just speed up this point here, or just sort of move over to the end, because yeah, we're going to be a long time hunting this light tank. So what I'll do, guys, is I will clip to the end of the replay where it sort of comes to fruition, and we'll see how we got on, because I think this just takes forever if I'm honest, so I won't put you through all of that, and we'll see how we get on the final seconds of the replay. So as you can see then, we didn't find the light tank in the end, and being in counter mode meant that we actually just got the draw, which is unfortunate. But we came second in that game. Credit to the S-Barn, who done a really good job of putting the damage in there. We pick up 5.5k damage with a little bit of assisted. Block's just under 8k damage, so you can see how effective that armour is. Picking up the first class medal there. Probably would have needed a bit more to ace it, but yeah, that is E100, guys, and that is conclusion to our Guide to Grind series on the E100. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, so it really does help. Drop me a comment as well, guys. Most of you are going to have the E100, but obviously for the new player, this is a good sort of series to see how the tank is and if it's for them. But yeah, let me know what you guys think to it, and as always, I'll catch you next time.
Uh-oh.